Hello, it's JJ DiGeronimo, the president of Advancing Women in STEM, Tech Savvy Women, and Purposeful Women. And I'm here with Dr. Louis Nadelson, the International Association for STEM Leaders STEM Professional Development Award. Thank you, Dr. Nadelson, for joining us. Tell us a little bit about your work.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the invitation and excited to be with you here today. I am an associate professor of STEM education. I use my nearly 20 years of high school STEM teaching to really form my research and my work with K-12 educators. And part of my work is to direct a Center for the School of the Future. And in our Center for the School of the Future, we're focused on exactly that, the future needs of our STEM workforce and our STEM literate society. And so we do a lot of professional development through that for K-12 educators.
And what really makes your model unique for the teachers?
Well, I think that the elements that make our model unique is that we focus not only on STEM content, but we also focus on making sure that STEM content is purposeful and relevant. And so we really work to make sure that when we are increasing teachers' capacity in STEM, that we focus on context and on place and on 21st century skills and really look at STEM education in a more holistic approach and then actively engage these K-12 educators in examples and opportunities that they can then go replicate in their classrooms.
That makes a lot of sense. So what will an international certification mean to you, your program, and the work you've done to date?
Well, so our network has expanded tremendously since we started doing this. We started out with 2 sites, and we're now at 6 sites, and we continue to have growing interest in what we're doing based on both our research and the other successes that we've had. And so an international certification would provide then an opportunity for us to replicate what we've been doing in other locations to help others also achieve the kinds of levels of success that we have.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. And you bring up an interesting point about replication. You know, it's not always easy to replicate these types of programs. So what are some of the tools and techniques you're looking at to replicate this?
Well, then you bring up a really good point. These kinds of opportunities are very resource intensive, not only in terms of funding, but in terms of personnel. And so one of the ways that we've been successful in doing this is taking a very scaffolded approach toward it and working with other states and school districts and so forth to build capacity and leadership of both the teachers and administrators to become leaders within their communities to then lead their own replication of our model here in the ways that make sense to them.
I'm sure many people would like to learn about that because it really is challenging when you start to replicate and build these types of initiatives and to keep the consistency and quality. When you look for a STEM leader, what characteristics do you look for?
Well, that's an excellent question as well. I think that there's several key elements to being an effective STEM leader. One of them is having some vision. One of the things that I frequently tell my students who are typically pre-service or in-service teachers is it's not about your past, it's about your student's future. And so having some kind of vision of what STEM education needs would be maybe not 5 years, but 10 years from now, and getting some kind of model around that so that the students of today can be successful in the future is really key. So that vision is very important. Another element that I think is really key to that is leadership in terms of being able to form collaborations and teams. There's so much work to be done and you can't do it alone. You've got to be able to form teams and inspire others to follow your vision and work toward goals there. And I think the other one is persistence. Change doesn't happen quickly. It takes time. And so to realize that and have patience yet persistence is key to being a leader because you want to be successful. You've got to realize that there's limitations, but that doesn't mean that you slow down. It means that you just keep plugging away. And I think that persistence is going to be incredibly important as well to being a successful STEM leader.
This is great insight to the work that you do. Congratulations again on your International Association for STEM Leaders STEM Professional Development Award. Thank you so much, Dr. Nadelson, for joining us.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you.